How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mario and we are back with the S2000. So the last time you saw this thing was beaten, battered, and all messed up. So there's actually a lot of progress that went down in this car. There was way too much to film. It was taking so much of my time. So I kind of had to do most of it off scene, behind the scenes, off camera. But man, this thing is basically 99% done. There's two little lights, ABS and SRS lights on the dashboard, but hopefully I'll have those cleared up real soon. Let me go in a little bit more detail on what we did. So the passenger side front was kind of destroyed. It basically went into a ditch. It wasn't really hit. It actually looked like it went into a ditch and the whole apron kind of got messed up. First thing we did was take it to the frame shop and we were able to get it basically all straightened out. The frame guy did a pretty decent job, but I had to do a little bit of final touches and final work with it just to make it look pristine and make it look presentable and actually provide something quality to the next person. So while I was editing the video, I actually realized I said nothing about the entire new subframe I put in. The suspension was a little bit off, so I ended up swapping an entire new front subframe on the car. And while I was in there, I refreshed the suspension as well, new control arm and bushings, and basically everything was good to go. So a little bit of clips of me in an older video you can check out. But I had to tear apart the front end after the frame, and then I did the whole suspension, and then I put the front end together, then I went to get it painted. After that, we went ahead and got the car painted. I dropped it off. They basically painted the entire front end. This entire front end is painted, both fenders, front bumper, hood, and blended into the doors. So they did a great job. It came out pretty nice. I had a couple complaints, but I was able to kind of get the car buffed, and it turned out sweet. I'm super happy with all the panel gaps. There's a few imperfections, but I mean, you're gonna expect that with a rebuild title salvage car. So after the car got painted, it was a lot to basically finish up. I had to put on the fender liners. I had to basically put in any miscellaneous parts and pieces that were left over, any trim pieces, the side turning signals as well. Threw those on. Was pretty straightforward, but it's just a lot of time consuming stuff. Let's go over to the back a little bit. This is one of the most important parts of the S2000, that's soft top. So the soft top, when I bought it, had a bunch of rips and tears and it looked like complete junk. So I was able to source a used, good condition soft top, no tears, no rips, no issues. This thing's basically perfect. The only downside is that it has a plastic window, so it is what it is. You know, gotta have to go with whatever's the best option. You know, the window has no leaks, no issues, but you know, it looks a lot better than it did. So I basically swapped the entire soft top. Gutted the whole interior. It's a whole interior out type job. Basically everything was out. Seats, the roll hoops, interior back panels. That kind of gave me a good reason to clean the entire car. So I cleaned this thing up. I got it spotless. I cleaned the carpets. You basically clean up every single panel, make this thing shine. So I got the new soft top on, made sure everything worked correctly. And then I was on to moving and finishing the interior up. I try to find a spot that has nobody here and someone shows up making a ruckus. Anyways, with their puppy. Got the interior looking shined up, got the exterior looking shined up. The final few things I had to do was install these side strakes. So these side strakes are not the original side strakes. The original ones are super, super expensive, hard to find, hard to come by. So I found some online. It's 2-piece side strake, got them OEM color matched, and then threw them on there. It was kind of a little after work type project, you know, it was a little bit annoying. The fitments, you know, you got to get it perfect, you got to mold it into shape. I used the original seal, Honda seal, to make that finish look super crispy. And yeah, both sides are done. I really like the look of it, and it really kind of brings everything together. So after the soft top was on, the car was coming together. I had both airbags blown as well as both seat belts. So with the interior out, I actually swapped the seat belts because it's all the way behind these roll hoops. And then I put on the new driver's side and passenger side airbags. I went ahead and swapped out the clock spring and the SRS module as well. That's going to be clearing all the codes for the SRS module. One of the ABS sensors on the front passenger side I had to change as well. I still have that light on, so I think I need to put a different one on. So I still have to go do that, but that's, you know, pretty minor. No check engine light. I found an actual hose that was ripped on the EVAP canister. I replaced that, and there has been no check engine light since, so that's really sweet. Those can get annoying. So the car is basically donezo. I'm going to be putting it up here in about a week or so once I got all the lights on the dash off. And yeah, I mean, it's been a sweet car. I've been enjoying it for a couple months now. It's just time to kind of recoup some of the time and money I put into it and focus on the 911. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brief little overview. There's a bunch of stuff I missed. I mean, there was tons of time that went into this thing. I swapped both door panels. I basically fixed some of the speaker wiring. I went through and kind of cleaned up all that I could. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff missing. I put on the fender liners as well as some other trim underneath the motor. I put on some other panels that were completely missing on the car. I got all the correct hardware from OEM Honda. Kind of making this car the car that I would want to buy when someone goes to sell it. You know what I mean? I don't want to give someone a piece of crap. So I'm going to basically make it the way I would want to buy a car. So hopefully the next person that gets this car is going to enjoy it. Also, by looking at this thing, I remember I had to buy this piece, and I bought the gas lid pop bracket. So there's a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Shout out to A Solutions Auto for supplying me a lot of these miscellaneous parts, and Lee C. Carter, because a lot of these guys have the little tiny parts that you can't really find on eBay, or found all the little bits and pieces that I needed to kind of complete this car. There's still a little bit of a few things that I would want to do in the car to make it perfect. So there's a little bit of a tear in the center console. You can't really just replace that piece. It's kind of wrapped in leather. I might have an upholstery shop fix that up. But other than that, the car is exactly how I'd like it. I threw on the RPF ones. I had those laying around, 17x7, 7.5s. So they look good. I think it just gives a good classic look without rolling the fenders. I'm happy with how the car came out, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the car go from smacked to intact. And this car is a ripper. I mean, hits VTEC, this thing pulls strong. The previous owner said that Billman maintained the car mechanically, so that's for sure. The oil looks clean, everything sounds good. So yeah, I mean, the next thing for this car is going to be the next owner. I'll probably do a final follow-up video, and then that's about it. I plan to get another one. I really want to keep a yellow one for the long term, so I'm definitely going to find another project. But for right now, I'm going to be focusing on my Porsche 911s because I really want to get one ready for next season. And yeah, I can't wait to kind of get those started. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment, leave a like with your thoughts. How do you think it turned out? And be sure to check out the other videos if you haven't done so already. I might leave the end of this video just some driving clips of me going around the neighborhood when it was a little bit lighter out. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time. As always, be blessed and be superish. I thought that homie was about to go on my shot.
Redo the whole thing?
No, I'm just gonna say it right now and then put this in there. So while I was editing this,
You don't gotta scream, everybody's sleeping.
it's only 10:38.